Hello there. Welcome back to the second part of email etiquette. Hope you understood and enjoyed the first part. It made sense. There were some relevant points that helped you understand how we can professionally write an email, how we can keep the email attractive, and the do's of the email. In the second part, I'm going to start with the don'ts of an email etiquette. What is not supposed to be done, how we can be carefully formatting the email in such a way it's still attractive and will make sense to the reader. Now, the first point is, what are the first don'ts of an email etiquette? Do not write long mails. Always, if it is too much that you got to write, please write it in a Word document and attach, or a PDF and attach. Always an attachment makes sense rather than writing a whole long mail in the email body. Second, do not use a generic subject line. Make an appropriate subject line such that it makes sense and the receiver knows whether it's important for them to open the email at that juncture, or if it is important, whenever it's important for them to visit the email again, they know where to see for it. So do not make it generic subject line. Third, caps are not all cap word or all cap not necessary in an email. It means you're shouting and screaming. So avoid all caps. Definitely don't use it. Don't use fancy fonts or jargons. People might not understand them, or the receiver might not have that kind of a font. Please use a font that is there where everybody it is readable, even in the attachment. Do not use too many colors. Okay, as much as necessary, let it be black prints only, no colors to be added. We are not fancy writing an email. A professional one should look professional. When you write it for a kid, you want to add pictures that are different, with colors that is different. When it's writing for a personal mail, that is okay, but not to a professional one. No colors to be added. Do not use a reply all function to everything unless and until it is important. Please address to the recipient only. Do not use a reply all function at all as much as possible. Do not use the CC and BCC function if it is not necessary. Only use it when it's very important. Otherwise, keep it open. Just write to. That's all. Do not write it to others. Do not use reply. Please keep it to the recipient only. Continuing with the don'ts of an email etiquette. Do not overuse the high priority option. Every email has got something called as an high priority. Unless and until you need it to be addressed immediately, unless and until you want somebody to look at that email immediately, don't use a high priority option. Sometimes some people feel it is very irritating to see that it was a normal simple mail which was for a very trivial thing and used a high priority option. Don't use them unless and until it is extremely necessary. Don't leave the message thread. Stay in the message thread. Professionals always use Lotus or other formats of emails where the message thread is important for them to revisit. Do not lose out on that. Please be careful. Always be inside the message thread while you are writing an email. Do not forward chain letters. There are a lot of obnoxious things that happen on the internet. Chain letters that says about it, you'll be blessed, you'll get money, you'll become millionaire. All those things are fake mails, spams. Do not forward them at all. Do not request for a delivery and read receipts always. Unless, and it's very important that you're sending it to a vendor whom you feel is ignoring your mail, do not add the delivery and read receipts in a professional email. Do not ask for recall a message. Tell about that, I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand what you're telling. Will you please help me recall? You go, that's where the thread messages help you. You go, see what is the thread, understand what the people are what is the sender speaking about, understand them and come on to the mail. Do not copy a message or attachment without permission. It's important. Even if it's simple as a disclaimer, always ask the person from whom you're copying. It helps that you are a professional, you treat the others as professionals. So always ask them if you can copy the attachment. Indeed, it helps maintain the decorum of email etiquette. Do not use emails to discuss confidential things. Never. Confidential things are spoken in person and it is never supposed to be email. You don't know when your laptop could be hacked, when your email could be hacked and confidential information could be gone away and it becomes a public one. Do not send heavy unnecessary attachment. Do not send pictures, heavy PNGs unless and until it is extremely important to show something. Unless and until you belong in a particular office or a particular industry which needs you to send such kind of attachment. Don't do that. Coming to the last part of the important part of an email, golden rules. We'll be speaking about all those things I've told as a do's and don'ts. I repeat this. Use active voice instead of passive voice while writing an email. Active voice is more understandable. People see that. Going into passive voice, we end up not understanding the futuristic talk of the past one. So it's very important that you use active voice. Avoid long sentences in an email. Keep it short. Use punctuation. Break sentences to write. Keep your language gender neutralized. As much as possible, he and she isn't necessary. Okay? As much as possible, keep it gender biased, non-gender biased. Don't reply to spams. It is not necessary. As a word told about it, spam is a spam. We don't have to acknowledge that. Always use spell check. Without forgetting, look for typos. A wrong written email, a wrong typed email, a wrong spelled email is extremely irritating and annoying. Address to the person, reply, and if necessary only use CC. In case you cannot reply immediately, let the person know that you will do it in a short time. Let the person know that you need a little more time to write that. Be polite and always try not to be authoritative or confronting. Writing a polite email will also help the receiver understand that you're open for more discussions. Don't accuse, don't confront, don't show authority or attitude on a negative way. Respond to escalations, priority emails as soon as possible. When it's a high priority, high escalation emails, respond to it as soon as possible because it helps the receiver or the sender understand that you acknowledge the importance of what they are feeling too. Subject should be easy and understandable, and it should be appropriate. Please don't write complex things, don't use complex words because the receiver will not understand what you're trying to tell. It would look very stupid and demeaning if he has to pick up a dictionary to see what you've written. Please let's stop ourselves by showing off. That is one thing that we should avoid in an email and one of the best golden rules that you can follow in an email. There are 2 emails that has been written. I would like you to pause here and see this email. This email on the slide shows that it's a long email, not much punctuation used, no reference about why it is being done. It doesn't even have bullet points. It is not broken into paragraph. But if you try to read this, it is a very difficult one to understand. Going through this whole email, the first part will be forgotten by the time we go to the end. So it's important that you use it. Pause here. Please see that for some time. Read, try to understand. I'll show you the next beautiful one, which is the best way to write an email. Now this is one nice good way of writing an email ID. Address to the person, speak about what has been spoken, neatly bulleted, sub-bulleted into it, then write about what is the conclusion and the signature. It's important that you maintain this kind of an email to make sense and people will clearly understand what you do. You can refer to each point. When you're replying to this, you can refer to point 5. I would like a little more understanding from it because it is not what has been discussed. So if you can make this, it is a beautiful way of writing an email. Please pause here, look at this email and understand how good it has been written and how you can write such kind of an emails to sound and look more professional than what it is. The learning outcomes of this video, the whole email etiquette. I wish you people go through all the 3 parts differently such that you understand the importance of email etiquette and how we can make a difference. Etiquette rules. Identifying the benefits and the drawbacks of an email etiquette. Basics of email etiquette. The do's and don'ts of an email etiquette and the golden rules of email etiquette. I wish you all the best in email etiquette. Until we meet again in further videos for different modules, this time is where I'm going to stop. All the best for you and all the best in learning more. Welcome back again soon. Thank you.